Hi everybody, it's Crafting Just Because with Chris Cowan, and today I'm bringing to you a Paper Pumpkin alternative card, and it's going to be a Z-fold card, but a little bit different than you're used to seeing. But they're celebrating 10 years of Paper Pumpkin, so we got a bonus stamp set. So there's this great stamp set that has some twigs with great sentiments and fonts, and then another stamp set that has the flowers, the happy, the pot, things like that. And they paired it with polished pink. So we are going to use a card base, and we are going to, I pulled in some of the colors. So here's our card base. I'm going to use one of the envelopes. I'm bringing in some scrap Orchid Oasis polished pink and crumb cake cardstock with some basic white. I also grabbed a couple designer series papers. This is from the Regals, which is in that shaded spruce color. And then this is from the teapot set that goes with that Orchid Oasis. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and then we'll start cutting paper together. So what you're going to want to do is bring in your paper trimmer. Okay, and we want to cut a slit from the top down at 2 1/8 inches, and then 2 1/8 inches. Hold on, let me think of how to do this here. Oh, let me mark. Okay, hold on. I'm going to mark where 2 1/8 inches is from this direction. Let's move that over. So I'm going to mark at 2 1/8. And I'm just going to make a slit there, or mark there. We'll erase it here in a minute. And then I'm going to put it at 2 1/8 up at the top here. And I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to cut to 6 3/8. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to come in, and I'm going to score this at 2 1/8. And then we already have the 4 1/4 one there. And then I'm just going to move this over for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this back like this and burnish that. And then I'm going to fold it in half where the card goes. But then this portion I'm going to push up. Or push in, I should say. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, because I want the other part showing, that's how I want my card to be. Okay, so we've got this part, and then we're going to cut pieces for inside here. So we're going to want some paper that is cut at 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And then I want another piece that is cut at 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. We're going to make 2 of those. And then I'm going to also do one that is 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut what we have here. So I'm going to cut this piece at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this piece at 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And I'm going to do 2 of those. And then I'm going to come in with my polished pink, and I'm going to cut this at 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. And then I think we should be good. So let's look at what we got going here. Gonna move this out of the way for just a minute. So I was thinking of putting this here, that there, that there. You know what? Let's cut one more piece. I don't think I want to go with this one. I want to go with another piece of this Orchid Oasis paper. So I'm going to go 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And then we're just going to use pieces from the kit to make it all pretty. And I'm leaving that white so that you have a spot for a sentiment, things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue those down. And then we'll decorate it all up and make it very pretty. Okay. Okay. Oh, let's cut one more piece for there. Let's cut this by 1 7/8. And by 3 1/8. So I'll make sure to adjust my directions for the second one I added of this piece. And then let's get to decorating and stamping. Usually I get my stamping out of the way first, but I kind of wanted to see how I would lay it out here. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a sentiment block from the kit here. Let's see here. There. And then I'm also going to pull in a piece of this here, which I might cut in half. Where's my stamps? I had them here. Oh, they're right there. Okay. And then we have some greenery and stuff to add here. So let's do one of these. One of those. Okay. So what I was thinking, that I want there. I'm thinking of cutting this down flush with the card. Let's see here. Okay, so let's do our sentiment. And I think I want to do sending all our love. Okay. And let's go ahead and also stamp this big flower here and a pot, and we'll color it in here. So I'm going to take my Memento ink. And then I'm going to do the pot, and then we'll fussy cut it out when we're done. So this is a little bit more challenging of a card, but I always like to do something different and something, you know, a little harder for advanced people. And I just thought this was a cute set to do that with. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for just a moment. Let's go ahead and glue this down. I didn't want anything to stick together. And then I'm going to trim this off. Okay. I'm going to use dimensionals to pop up our sentiment. And I'm not going to put that on quite yet. And then, let's see here. Maybe I don't want to use that. Let's do one of these little purple pieces here. And then I'll show you how I'm going to color my... We're going to do a little bit of watercolor with our Inka Stella. Okay, let's push all that aside. I'm going to bring in my polished pink, some crumb cake, and garden green. Oh, you know what? I need shaded spruce. Just a second here. Silly me. Not sure what I was doing there. And then we need our Orchid Oasis as well. Okay. So we're going to start with the pink. And as you can see, I smushed some at the top. And I'm just going to take my Wink of Stella. And I'm going to come in here and just kind of color in the flower. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with the Orchid Oasis. And I'm just going to wipe my Wink of Stella off with a wipey. Do the same thing here. So it's adding shimmer at the same time, which is really fun. Now, if you don't have a Wink of Stella, don't fret about that. Just use, you know, a paintbrush or one of our watercolor brushes. I'm going to do some shaded spruce here. So I'm just going like this and pressing it down and then getting and then last but not least, we'll color in our pot this crumb cake color. There we go. And then let's go ahead and fussy cut this out. I'm just leaving a teeny tiny border. So I'm just moving the paper really, not my scissors. This is so pretty with the watercolor look in the Wink Estelle. I'm not sure if you could see the sparkle on here. Sorry if it kind of goes in and out of camera. I'm trying to be quick, but also, you know, bring it closer to me to get kind of precise. Okay. So what I was originally thinking was putting this like this and then doing my sentiment like this. But I think that's too much white. So I'm wondering if I just want to put this here and put my sentiment on the inside. Let's do that. I think that'll be pretty. So I'm going to put use some of my dimensionals to pop this up. Whoops. Aw, dang it. Oh, okay. Ooh, saved that. So I'm just going to do that like that. And then it might be fun. Let's see here. We need something behind that, though. Let's cut a piece of just polished pink cardstock to put behind it. So I want it about 1.5 by 2.5. Let's do 1.5. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna glue that down. Just like that. And then let's go ahead and add this greenery here. And I think it needs one of these. Let's do one of these. Yeah, I think that looks the best. Okay, so let's look at, let's do one last thing while that's drying for a minute. Let's take our envelope, and I like to always do a sentiment on here. So I'm going to do sending all the love on here. And I should do it with polished pink since that's the color that I did it on the card. There. Now you have a coordinating envelope with a cute little flap. And then let's see what our card looks like all put together. So then you open it like this. Very cute. I like that. And then if you wanted to switch it up, you could always do it this way too. Maybe not, since I already glued it down. But there's our card, my friends. Very cute, very easy, just some cutting. So I'll make sure all the dimensions are there. And until next time I create a peeps, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.